Congratulations on committing to running an obstacle course race. As we go through this process, it's important to assess our progress and what we need to work on during your training time. The first assessment for phase 1 includes a 5-minute timed burpee session, a 1.5 mile run, some mobility stretches and assessments, and a one-legged balance test. The burpee test is especially important if you sign up for a Spartan race, because if you fail to complete an obstacle, your penance is the 30 burpees as an alternative exercise. So being able to do those burpees easily is really important to your success and enjoyment during the race. A couple things as we do the burpee test that we want to be mindful of is that for this particular burpee test, your stomach must go down onto the ground. We must hit a plank and we must raise our arms above our shoulder level. Let me demonstrate. It's important to pace yourself during the 5 minutes. Don't go all out at your maximum pace, because then you're not going to be able to do the burpees continually throughout. I want you to go at a reasonably difficult pace, but still be able to get through the 5 burpees. We'll assess your progress in terms of endurance and strength as we go through the program, because you should be able to do more burpees later. Mobility is not only important to be able to assess what we need to work on lengthening or stretching out, as well as strengthening to successfully complete your obstacle course race without injury. So we're going to do a few mobility assessments here. You'll want to record these for me and send me a copy of the video so that I can assess your mobility and customize your program. The first assessment is a shoulder reach. Lying down with your feet on the floor, parallel. Your hands are going to be resting beside you. Your back should be comfortable, so you have a small arch in your back here, but I want you to maintain that arch, not smashing your back on the ground or over hyperextending the back to do this. If you have a ponytail like me, adjust it so your head rests comfortably with some space under your neck. We're going to reach our arms up overhead, not lifting or arching our back. Our next assessment, I want your feet parallel, shoulder width apart, sitting back into that squat, keeping your hips, your heels on the ground. Lean back into that squat, reaching your arms up overhead. Next, we're going to assess wrist flexion or wrist flexibility. On your hands and knees, in your tabletop position, lean forward and back, circle those wrists around. Now I want you, using your weight on your hands, try to press your arms up onto your fingers and down. Notice any weakness in this area. Turn your hands backward here and lean back, stretching. Only go as far as it feels comfortable. Put your hand down, palms up, leaning forward and back. Please let me know if any of these exercises were uncomfortable so we know where to build up that strength. The next assessment exercise is a yogi squat. So we're going to take our feet out wide. I want your heels to stay on the ground. Go as low as you can, keeping your chest up, pressing, letting your bottom sink down. Some of you might be up here, that's okay. It's important to know where you're at so we can progress and improve. For our next assessment, we want to make sure both sits bones are evenly on the floor. We're going to cross our leg over. Now you might already feel a little bit of tightness in the outside of your leg here. That's an opportunity for us to work on that mobility as we go through your program. What I'd like for you to do is bring that leg up and press your knee towards the outside. Bring your leg up as close as you can. Feeling that good stretch. Let's try that on the other side. One side might be a little bit more flexible than the other. Nice tall posture. Bringing that knee down. Lift the leg. Feel that good stretch. We're going to look at our hips and our hip flexors in a different way here. In a cobbler pose, feet are together. See how far your knees can come close to the ground. Now use your elbows and press into the meaty part of the leg, leaning forward. Now if you look at me, you can tell this side's higher than this side. That's because I have a knee injury here that's impeding some of my mobility. Lean forward, stretch. Our last mobility assessment, we're going to have one knee on the ground, the other one on the mat in front of us. We're going to bring the leg forward, keeping the heel down. We're assessing the ability of your leg and your ankle here, your flexion ability. Let's do that on the other side, because just like anything else, we might have different mobility on each side. Stepping closer and closer. The key is we only want to go as far as we can keep that heel down. Our last fitness assessment is the one-legged balance. So what I'd like for you to do for this assessment is to find your balance in one of your feet to start. In the heel, find your balance in the metatarsal heads where your foot flexes, and each one of your toes. Engage your core, nice tall posture. When you're ready, I want you to lift up onto one leg. Be slow and controlled. We don't want to be out of control on this posture. If you're going like this, you probably need to stop your timer and record that as your measurement. The goal is to be able to stand on one leg for 1 minute. This is functional fitness. This is important for keeping our balance in everyday life. So if we misstep or trip over something, we can catch ourselves, but this is also really important in obstacle course races. When you finish one side, you need to do it on the other side as well. Same thing, time yourself up to a minute. A minute on each leg is our goal. If you don't achieve a minute, one of the easiest ways to increase your balance in this way is to practice. Practice when you're in line at the grocery store, while you're holding onto the cart, while you're waiting in line. Practice while you're waiting in line to pick up food from your favorite takeout place. Practice when you are heating something up in the microwave. You set that timer instead of just standing there use your time wisely and practice.